White Willow Woods was infamous in the nearby town, a place of whispered tales and fearful glances. The legend of the White Lady, a ghostly figure said to roam the woods in search of her lost children, was well known. It was said that anyone who crossed her path would never leave the forest. Claire and her younger brother Daniel didn't believe in those stories. City kids through and through, they rolled their eyes when their parents took them to an old family cabin at the edge of White Willow for the weekend. But that first night, Claire woke to the sound of children's laughter, high-pitched, distant, and far too eerie to be coming from any child she knew. She sat up, straining her ears. The laughter drifted closer, swirling around the cabin like a ghostly wind. She checked on Daniel, fast asleep. Telling herself it was just her imagination, Claire tried to sleep again, but the sound kept returning, and with it, a faint whisper. Her name, carried by the wind from the woods. The next morning, the air was unnaturally cold for summer. Despite the lingering unease, Daniel convinced Claire to explore White Willow Woods. As they walked deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to grow darker, their gnarled branches reaching like twisted fingers. They soon came across a doll, weathered and broken, lying at the base of an ancient willow tree. Its porcelain face was cracked, its white dress stained with dirt. Daniel picked it up, laughing. "Looks like someone lost their creepy toy." But Claire felt a chill run down her spine. "Put it down," she muttered, glancing around nervously. The air felt heavy, thick with something she couldn't quite name. And then they heard it. Footsteps, soft, deliberate, coming from behind them. Claire whipped around and her breath caught in her throat. There, standing among the trees, was the White Lady. Her long, tangled hair obscured her face, and her pale, tattered gown drifted as though caught in an invisible breeze. She was staring at them, though her eyes were hollow and black, her hands slowly rising toward them. "Run!" Claire screamed, but Daniel was rooted to the spot, clutching the doll as though it had some unseen hold on him. They sprinted through the woods, the sound of laughter, louder now, more twisted, chasing them. The path seemed to warp beneath their feet, twisting deeper into the forest instead of towards safety. No matter how fast Claire ran, the lady's figure glided after them, always just out of sight, but never far enough away. Suddenly they burst into a clearing. Claire looked back to see Daniel standing still, his face pale, his eyes wide. In his hands he held the doll again, though now it looked new, its face unbroken, its dress pristine. "She needs more children," Daniel whispered, his voice strange and distant. Before Claire could respond, the White Lady appeared behind him, her cold hands resting on his shoulders. Daniel's eyes turned black, empty. "You can't leave, Claire," he said, his voice no longer his own. "You're hers now." The last thing Claire heard before the forest swallowed her whole was the echo of children's laughter, growing louder, twisting into screams that would never stop. And so, the legend continued. White Willow Woods kept its secrets, and the White Lady roamed evermore, always searching, always waiting for her next child.